Okay. Alright, let's see how this goes. Come on. Ah, son of a gun. Jeez, everything else is loading. What's going on? Okay. Awesome. Alright, we are live again. Okay. Let me just send this up. Great. Okay. Alright, let's hope that the internet connection is nice to me for the next 10 minutes. So we're right at the end. We're just going to implement this like button, and as you can see, it prints out you clicked me. And so instead of printing you clicked me to the console, we want to increment this number. And by incrementing that number, we have to actually send a HTTP request back to our server. And yeah, we send an HTTP request to our server, and then that increments the like count in our database. And so that's what we want to be doing. All right. Great. Okay, 2 watching. Awesome. All right. So we have people back in. Okay. So now, all right. Yeah. So click like, prints that out. So now we just need to increment that value. So let's come back into here. Okay. So in this onClick event, now what we want to do is we want to make an AJAX request to the server. So AJAX, so asynchronous JavaScript and XML. So I shouldn't say we want to make an AJAX request. It's that we want to make a request, a GET request to our server using AJAX. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to URL, and the increment route is actually a GET request, and we pass in a URL parameter. And so we have like, and then we do post underscore ID. So you pass in the ID. So we're going to go like, and then now we have to get the ID somehow. So now what we have to do is we have to figure out a way to store the ID in that element on the page, or within that LI on the page, and then we have to grab that and then send that along. So actually, you know what? You know, this might work. Actually, I didn't do this in the solution, but I think that this might work. I'm going to try this. So done, and then function response console.log. Okay. There might be some funny scope stuff that happens, but I'm going to test out and see if this works. So when the like button gets clicked, then we're going to run this function, and then inside of this callback function, we have this, we're invoking the AJAX method, and we're sending a GET request. So the default is GET. If we wanted to make a POST request, then we just we can specify POST like that. But we're making a GET request to this URL, and all right, 1 second. My daughter's saying hi at the door. So then we're passing in, okay, so we're passing the ID to /like console.log response. Okay, let's take a look in the browser and see if this works. So prints everything out, hit like, and then response, nothing came back. So it may not have worked. So let me, okay. Okay, so let's print out, the post 4. So we'll go back to Chrome. Okay, oh, it actually did work. Okay, so it worked. As you can see, that likes incremented. It doesn't do it live. What we can do is we can then include some jQuery in there to increment that element right now. So let's, okay, great. So, so now inside of here, so when this finishes, so after it makes that request, then what we're going to do is we're going to reference the, so we can actually do, I think we can actually reference that same. I think with the scoping, I think it'll let us reference it like this. So what we can do is we can go new post.find, this kind of closure scope thing going on here. And we're going to go likes, and we're going to go .html, and we're going to go post 3 plus 1. Yeah, let's do that. So I think that'll work. So it may not increment multiple times. Oh shoot. So just continuing. All right, okay. Stream still looks good. Okay. So we're going to like. Great. So it won't increment beyond the 1 because what's happening is it's going back and it's referencing post under bracket 3. It's grabbing that same number. And so what we can do is we can go post 3 gets, or actually we can do we can go plus plus post 3. Let me just test that out and then I'll explain how that works. Okay. All right, and as we refresh it, we still say that it stays at 15. So now as we come back in here, what's happening is this plus plus, it increments the value that's stored under this variable name. So so index 3 in the post array, it's going plus plus, it's incrementing that value, and then it's returning that number into the HTML and putting it right there. So yeah, so as we successfully like the as we successfully submit that like request, then we can increment the HTML so that way it matches the information that's on the database, and then when they refresh, the page gets wiped clean but then repopulated with the updated information on the server. All right. So, okay. So now there's some things we can do to kind of factor out some of our code, make it look a little bit cleaner, maybe logically a little easier to follow. So, like for example, let's look at this right here. So we have this function right here. I'm going to take this out. And so I'm going to paste this down below. Oh, come on. Okay. Okay. So all right. So now I'm going to give it a name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go function, and this is going to be increment like, or increment like count. There we go. Okay. So I'll name it that, and then up in here I'll just reference that function. Okay. So what this does is this, I don't know, this kind of cleans up this code in here as well, and I can even take another step further, and then let's go populate posts. And so then we're going to come in here, and I am going to cut out all of this, put this in here, and then I just invoke populate posts. Okay. So what this does is this kind of helps keep all of our tasks separate under these separate names. It keeps our code from just being one giant blob of stuff going on. And so instead we have like, this is a specific function that has to do with populating all the posts on the page. And then we're invoking that when our application starts up. That's the first thing we invoke. And then inside of here, this increment like count, we can factor that out and create this function here, increment like count, that is that's the function that we're attaching as an event listener. So this post for, let me just double check that and make sure that that might break that reference actually. Yep. Okay. So that's undefined, and so that's undefined because this now can't see into this scope. There's some other ways you can work around that. Maybe what we'll do is we'll okay, I don't want to get too complicated with the JavaScript. So yeah, we'll go more in depth with JSF. This is already a ton for this lesson, and so I'm just going to actually go back a step on that. But if you look in the solution branch of the homework, you can see another way to do it where you can factor this function out. But we're just going to keep this like this for right now, just for the sake of simplicity, and this video is already kind of running long. So, all right, so there we go. Just in review, we've covered jQuery, we've covered CDNs, how to use those, how to bring those in. So again, I just copied and pasted this from the jQuery page. We covered script tags and how order is important. We covered some different JavaScript methods, so how to select elements on the page, how to drill down and access specific properties that are inside of those elements, how to attach event listeners to elements, so like on click. There's other things you can do on hover, you know, on focus. There's a bunch of different events that you can target. We covered AJAX, how to make asynchronous requests from the client to the server. Yeah, some styles and some stuff like that. So yeah, so you can go check out the solution branch. I cover a different way of kind of doing this last part. Yeah, so congratulations on making it through video 7. Look how far you've come. You know, you can kind of read and understand this now, this API and all this Python code and SQLite and database stuff, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and now even jQuery built on top of JavaScript. And so there's some really, you know, some really powerful foundational steps. I mean, if you could master all these topics that we've taught to you in this course, I mean, you know, you can go out and build some pretty cool stuff on your own. Final class, class 8, we're going to bring together a lot of this stuff that we've done, and anyway, take it to the next level. So, yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or Austin on Slack or email. Yeah, just reach out to us in any way. Yeah, again, we have our full-time and our part-time courses that will be coming up. The structure of those classes will be very different from the mini bootcamp. See, right now there's just so many students that we have to just broadcast live on YouTube. But in our actual classes, we'll be using some premium video conferencing software, and we'll, you know, be face-to-face, and you know, we'll be asking questions and you know, going back and forth and giving you live polling during lessons. You'll have pre-reading to get you ready for each lesson, and then after the lesson, the assignments will have a set of automated tests that will check your work as you code it, and you'll build out the application to fit the automated tests that you'll clone down from GitHub, and you'll be working with a partner on that. It'll be all pair programming. Pair programming, I've found. I found with teaching that with pair programming to students, you learn a lot more, you stay on task, you're way more focused when you're working with a partner. And yeah, and we do that over like a 2-day sprint cycle, and then at the very end we do a review. We go over things that, you know, went well, things that could have been better, and then you go to a lecture where me or one of the other instructors will walk through and we'll code out the solution in front of you, answer questions, and make sure that you thoroughly understand that concept, and then it's on to the next. And yeah, we go through some really great relevant you know, materials, and yeah, it's remote, so you can work from anywhere. And honestly, we're one of the cheapest options out there right now. You know, for the type of content that you're getting. You know, it's really a fantastic deal, and we do intend to raise those prices eventually. But yeah, so we have a few more seats left. We'd love to have you guys come in and apply. Our deadline is March 1st, and yeah, so let us know if you're interested in either of those paid courses, and yeah, and we'll get the ball rolling on your application. So yeah, in the meantime, come check out our website. We have our FAQ. We've updated, and so just a bunch of different questions that we keep getting asked by people that are applying and stuff like that. So there's some good information about our course in there. We also have this link to the free mini bootcamp. You can go in and register. Well, actually, because you're already part of the Slack channel and everything, you'll see the notifications for the new JavaScript camp that we're going to do, and so you'll automatically get fed in with all that information, and we'll send out an email as well. We also have a blog that we've added, and so we're going to start putting in some different stuff about web development and computer science, and just some different learning resources and things you can things you can use. And so just trying to create that as a resource for you guys. Another thing too is the course is free, and we love like providing this service. It helps us kind of figure out the best methods and practices for teaching classes to large audience. And anyway, if you've enjoyed what you've learned, and if you have a good time, then we'd love it if you'd go and leave us some reviews on Google or Facebook or different sites. And anyway, we'd love it if you guys could share how you felt about our course, either positive or negative. We love and appreciate any feedback that you can give us. It helps us make a better product. Yeah. All right. So that's it for lesson 7. I'll have the homework. I'll be sending out the homework in a little bit. Thanks.